Hi everyone, this is Samit and this is my 8th STEM project. And for this week, I created a rock, paper, scissors game using Java. Previously, I've created rock, paper, scissors game using Python. I just wanted to try it out in a different language, so I chose Java. I've been learning Java for a couple of months, and this is my first Java project. So let's get started. And yeah, I created rock, paper, scissors. So I'll explain how the code works and uh, I'll show you the output. Okay, so first it asks me to enter my name. So I'll type in my name. I'll say Samarth and then enter your choice. So it's either rock, paper or scissors. So I'll choose rock. So and then it returns CPU wins. Samarth selected rock, CPU selected paper, and then who wins. So I'll show you how it does that. So first I imported this library. This is Java's random library. In Python, it's just import random. In Java, it's a bit different. And this here is my constants. I chose this to set rock as rock, paper as paper, scissors as scissors, so that when the computer asks for a choice, I can just type in this string and then the computer will know what I refer to when I type rock, paper, or scissors. So when I type in rock, the computer automatically understands that when I say rock, I mean this here. So the next part here, this is to take the input from the user. So as you can see, excuse me, as you can see here, it prints enter your name, and when you print, it says enter your choice, and it lists these three options, and then you select it, and then here, this is where we generate a random number. So I will explain why I used random numbers. So I generated random numbers from 0 to 8. I chose this because it was easy to code the computer's choice with random numbers. So when Java generates random numbers, um, from 0 to 8, we can tell the computer to do certain things if the number is greater than or less than a number. So I'll explain what I mean. So in my case, I decided that if the random number is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 2, set the computer's choice to rock. And then if the else if the random number is greater than or equal to 3 and random number is greater than or less than or equal to 5, set the computer's choice to paper. And then the same thing for 5 through 8. So if the random number is greater than or equal to 5 and less than or equal to 8, it sets the computer's choice to scissors. If the random number is none of these options, if it doesn't suit these options here, then it's gonna say error, CPU made an invalid choice. So this part here is where we decide who wins the game. So what I did here is I used nested loops. So first I decided how to declare a tie in the game, right? So if computer's choice equals the user's choice, the Java is going to print it is a tie game. And then the next part here, it says else if the computer's choice equals rock, and then in that loop, I use the nested loop. If user's choice dot equals scissors, then system dot out dot print line CPU wins. So I'm basically telling the computer to decide who wins by using this code. This is a nested loop here, as you can see. Um, if the user's choice equals paper and the computer's choice equals rock, obviously user wins. So it prints user's name and wins. Here, as you can see, I used username because when the user enters their name, it is actually stored in a variable, and then I just use that variable and I put it here so that the computer knows what to print when a condition is true. So the next part here, it's similar but different conditions again. So we're checking to see who wins, and in this case we're checking if the computer chooses paper and the user chooses scissors, who wins. So that's basically what we're seeing here, what we're doing here. So if computer's choice equals paper and the user's choice equals scissors, then the user will win because the scissors will beat the paper. And then here next part, if the computer chooses paper and the user chooses rock, then CPU wins. And then the next part, else, if user's choice dot equals rock, this is our final condition. If it doesn't equal to these conditions here, then it must equal to this condition here, which is why we use a else loop instead of the else if or the if. So here, if the user's choice equals rock, system.out.print system.out.print line username plus wins, because here, as you can see, we have already used rock, we've used paper, and here we didn't say any condition for the computer, because if it doesn't equal to any of this, it must equal to scissors. So here we have chose paper and rock again, and this condition here must be scissors. And if the user chooses rock and the computer chooses scissors, the user wins, and Java prints system.out.print. Java prints username, the user's name plus wins. If this condition is false, then it'll print this. So the next part here, this is where we print the words here. CPU wins. Actually, yeah, CPU selected and the user selected. So what we're doing here is we're actually using the variable that we stored for the user's name, so that here we can see who selected what. So here, as you can see, I used user's name, which is stored in a variable. When you enter your name up here, it is actually stored in a variable, and it is returned to you in an output. As you can see here, it says Samart selected rock, and then same for the CPU. And that's basically how my code works. And let's do it with another choice again. I can show you guys how it works with other choices. So it says enter your name. For instance, I'll just enter A, B, C, D. So it's asking me to enter my choice. I will choose scissors, and I press enter. It says CPU wins. ABCD selected scissors, and CPU selected rock. So let's try again. This time I'll enter my name and I'll choose paper, and it says I win because the CPU selected rock and I selected paper, therefore I win. So that's it for this week, and this is my 8 STEM project. Thank you. Thanks for watching.